Life can seem like a jumbled puzzle, but there are some clues to help us understand life if we're willing to see those clues and use those clues. In our New Testament lesson, it's Mark chapter 12, verses 18 to 37. Jesus is talking with the people on Tuesday of Holy Week, and he is in conflict, first of all, with the Sadducees. The Sadducees were the scholars of that day, skeptics though too. They didn't believe in angels, they didn't believe in the resurrection. And Jesus says, you don't understand the scriptures or the power of God. And as I think about that, when our lives seem like it's a jumbled mess, the scriptures are kind of like the cover of the box that gives us an idea of how it really all fits together. And the power of God assures us that even though it seems like a jumbled mess, as we read the scriptures and see that God has this plan, we begin to see little bits and pieces of our lives fitting into God's plan, and we begin to understand. For example, we understand what the Sadducees didn't. We understand that Jesus rose from the dead, and we're going to rise from the dead too. Our bodies are going to come forth from the grave just like Jesus did on Easter morning. We understand that the key commandments of God are love God and love your neighbor as yourself, as we hear in our New Testament lesson. And we can understand that Jesus is the Messiah, David's son, and yet also David's Lord. If we have the scriptures, we understand the power of God at work in our lives, and we can see some patterns. But let's be honest, an awful lot of our lives is just still this jumbled mess. And that's why I really appreciate the Old Testament lesson for today. The Old Testament lesson for today is Numbers chapters 8 through 10. And it's God's people preparing to head out from Mount Sinai for the first time. And notice how God's presence is evident. Over and over again, it mentions that pillar of cloud that leads God's people. That even when our lives seem a mess and we don't know where we're going, the Israelites had no idea where they were going. For 40 years they wandered. Even though our lives seem to be like a mess, the Lord is present among his people, and he will use his power as he knows best. And we can say, along with the people of God, at the beginning of the day, rise up, O Lord, may your enemies be scattered, may your foes flee before you. And when at the end of the day you go to sleep, you can say, return, O Lord, to the countless thousands of Israel. May you remember that ours is a God who is gracious to us and present with us. Amen.